Okay, hello everyone. Sorry about having to cancel class yesterday, and I wanted to make sure that I gave you a review for your 5.09 lab questions quiz and also the 5.11 or 11 quiz for the end of Unit 5, which will be today. So, hope you can hear this okay. I've got my space heater on. I'm out in the garage right now. The inside of the house is kind of crazy, and my wife works inside. So normally I'm in the basement, but the basement's a wreck. So we are going to start by going to content. So this was yesterday's quiz, the 5.09. So it won't be on your calendar and it won't be on the side where it's like what you're supposed to do today. So you want to click on content, scroll down to unit 5 here, click that, and then you go down to 5.09, click the quiz. Quiz will show up here. You have two chances to take this quiz, like every other quiz we've had. And there, you're asked to go to an external website, but you're not going to watch a video today. You're going to have to do a little, or I'm sorry, you're going to watch several videos. Let's click this and open it in a new tab. I include the link to the website in every single question, but it is the same link. So the website is a little bit difficult to navigate through. You see this at the top, Learning Center. You want to stay on the page that I have, and the videos are all located here. Evidence, anatomy, lineages, and culture. First question asks you to watch Evidence, Episode 2, and then answer the question, which is why was the discovery of Lucy important? So you click on Evidence here. Then you click, oh, it's taking a second here, Episode 2. You watch the video, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. The video is 3 minutes and 4 seconds long, and I'm fairly sure you can't hear what I can hear watching the recording. So you need to watch this on your own. And then it'll ask you why was the discovery of Lucy, who is the Australopithecus young woman around the age of 20 that was found in Africa. Why was it so important that she was found in the 1970s? And the answer is because until her discovery, there were very few fossils that were older than 3 million years. So finding her was a very big key to the link in lineage of history. Question 2, if you click the link again, and now you click anatomy, and you should watch all of these because all the videos are really interesting. They're all about 2 to 4 minutes long. So they ask you to click on anatomy, which I did, and then that is episode 4, which is the first one. And again, you watch the video. It has a lot of great pictures, images you can see here, and audio content. It helps for those students who are having a hard time with the reading, kind of understanding or putting things together, watching the video, getting the visual images. Many of you are visual learners. That'll help you here a little bit. So, according to a variety of anatomical and molecular studies, studies of molecules in different animals, the closest living relative to a human is, many of you might just know this. All of these are real: howler monkey, orangutan, mountain gorilla, chimpanzee. The chimpanzee is our closest relative. Question 3. If you click the link again and click on, now we're going to watch Anatomy Episode 5. So we're only going to go one over. We watched 4. Now this is 5. Now this is going to have to do with bipedalism and walking. So you'll watch how footprints were found in the sand and is fossilized. And they show differences between structures of the foot. Why is that important? Okay. So, one of the defining characteristics of hominids is bipedalism. What does that mean? You could just Google this question and know that it means walking upright, bipedalism. We have a lot of advantages from being on our feet and not walking around like a chimp, which is sort of on the ground, mostly on all fours. Chimps can walk on 2 feet, but they normally don't. If you go to a zoo and you see a chimpanzee running, it's usually on all fours. Walking upright gives us advantages to use our hands for a variety of different things, making tools, getting things out of trees, especially when talking tens of thousands of years ago. Um, so walking upright is bipedalism. Bipedalism does have some downsides to it, which they think is one of them is when you get older, hip problems and things like that. That maybe it's not super great for aging, but it is great in almost every other way. Question 4, you're going to go to watch episode 6. So I'm not going to do this again, but you click anatomy and then you click episode 6 and the video will show up. That also, I always include the time. So I have 3 minutes and 8 seconds to watch this video to get my answers. Now, the difference between Homo erectus, which means standing upright, between Homo erectus and their ancestors before them is that there is a growth in bodies and brains. So Lucy's 3 feet tall, right? And most grown adults are at least 5 feet tall. Not at least, but around 5 feet tall or taller. So we've gotten bigger, and the brains have gotten bigger inside the hominids that are coming after Homo habilis and go to Homo erectus and so on and go on further. So that's what really changes there. And then the last question is if you click on episode 8 under lineages, which is the next link over, lineages is here, you'll watch the video, and the next series of videos is about Neanderthals, or Neanderthals, however you want to pronounce that. They were a species of hominids that were living at the same time as modern humans, briefly. Likely interacted with human beings, but they were different. And there's a very easy way to tell how they were different, and that is skull shape. If you look at the skull of a Neanderthal and a skull of a modern human being, there are differences, and it's pretty apparent that they're different, distinctly different. So skull shape is the difference there. Click submit quiz, and you should get your full credit, unless I made a mistake. And if I did, you can go back and take it again. So that is your 5.09 quiz. Let's go back to content. Now today's quiz, okay, I had a problem at the end of the previous part of the recording, so I'm re-recording the 5.11 quiz review. So this quiz is 10 questions long, 1 point each for this one, can be taken twice, just a reminder. So your quiz will look similar to this. The questions may be in a different order, but these should be the questions that you do get. Question 1, how may have insects been preserved? Well, we know they would have been preserved possibly in amber. Amber is something that comes from tree sap. Well, tree sap hardens into amber over time. And if an insect got caught in tree sap and then it hardened, it could possibly be preserved for, thousands of years, which is great. Which of the following are trace fossils? Trace fossils means that it's left behind, a trace has been left behind of a fossil, so it won't be bones, teeth, or shells, but it'll be tracks. Which of the following is not a stage in geologic history? If you remember that mid-unit quiz we took before spring break, we talked about eons, eras, and periods, not centuries. That will not be a part of geologic history. Of course, we studied that in regular history class. We studied the 19th century, 20th century, and the 21st century now, but not for geology. Homo erectus means person who can think. Is that true or false? Is that the definition of that term? No. Homo erectus is upright man, upright person who stands upright, so that is false. What is unique about Neanderthals? Now, lots of things are unique. Their brains were larger than those of a modern man. True, because their skull shape was so different. So their brains were a little bit bigger to accommodate the bigger skulls. They were the first species to bury their dead. True. That tells us a lot about the advancement there. They disappeared for no apparent reason. Yeah, we have theories about why they disappeared, but there's no reason that we know of right now. So all the above here is the correct answer. A fossil is the remains of anything preserved in stone. That's false. That's too narrow. Be careful on true false questions. The remains of anything preserved in stone, like, so not only that, but preserved in stone only. I mean, that's too narrow. So that's false. During which period did the blueprint for mammals emerge? This is the Mesozoic era. And that goes back to that graph that we had on lesson 5.04 with the pictures, where you see which developments took place during which time period. Approximately how old is Earth? Is it 2.5 billion, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5? Now, when I was in high school, I hated questions like this because the years were so close together. I mean, it's a billion years, I get it, but the numbers are like, ooh, I think 4.5 billion, but maybe I didn't remember that. I mean, that was before spring break. So I understand if you're frustrated with a question that has a bunch of numbers and you've got to pick one that's correct. In this case, it's 4.5 billion. And then what kind of rock are most fossils found in? That is sedimentary rock. What percentage of living organisms is estimated to become fossils? Well, when an organism or animal dies, most likely the outside elements, being outside in the open air, rain, wind, all these things, or other animals coming in to mess with the remains of a dead creature or an animal, those things usually take the remains of everything away. So it's very small amount that become fossilized, that the conditions were right to become a fossil, and we think it's around 10%. Now, I'm going to click this and I'm going to get all the questions right, I presume. So what I'm going to do for our class is I'm going to change two of these answers to, let's do none of the above for this one, and let's make this, then no, we'll leave that there. We'll change the true false. Okay. I'll click submit quiz. Submit quiz. Now here's what you should get. If I set this up correctly, and it was set up incorrectly at first, but I fixed it, I believe. I only got 8 out of 10. There's my score. Attempted score, 8 out of 10. B minus. It should give you the answers you got wrong. Now, I'm doing that on purpose. These are the ones you missed. Questions 6 and 9. So let's click done. And now you can retake your quiz. There should be the option to take it again and fix those. So if I go back and I retake it, we'll do preview. I only got a minute and a half left here. Start quiz. You should not have all of them, but that's false. Mesozoic, amber, false, century, 10%, all of the above, 4.5 billion, tracks, and sedimentary rock. These are the answers you submit the second time around. You'll get 10 out of 10 and nothing will show up. Okay. Good luck on your quizzes. If you have questions, email me, call me. My computers, both, I think, are fixed. My one is still a bit of but I should be okay. So give me a call or send me an email if you have questions. Good luck today.